Teddy says, eat the head. It's in their best English. They're like, it's delicious. And they just bite the head off of this fish. And I'm picking it up and I'm looking at it and my chopsticks here, and it's looking back at me, and it has a face like, and I'm thinking, I can't eat that. It has a face. And it made me think of that Finding Nemo, fish are friends, not food. And I swear to you, that is exactly how Luffy looks right here. Let's get back to it. Hey everyone, how's it going? Noxiddar here, and welcome back for even more reactions to the One Piece anime, starting today with episode 7. You know, I kind of wish these titles didn't give away so much how it ends. I need to be better at not looking at the title and looking past it. So as you can tell, pretty much by the way I'm dressed and the relative lighting of the scene, I just hit start recording after I ended the last video. So for you, like, time has really gone by, but for me, hardly no time has passed at all. We're basically living out our own Chronicles of Narnia. Kind of. All right, that being said, let's go ahead and get to another reaction. This is going to be so much fun. All right, Luffy, you just took another claw. Let's see what happens. Nice. I like that he's criticizing him. He's definitely getting under his skin. Bro, what is the cooldown time on this attack? He just does it 1 minute, then he does it the next. That's OP, that's what that is. One Piece. I knew it. He just needed a hug. That's right, Luffy's gonna save you. Oh, it's all of them! Man, I was gonna save it until we got to Naruto. This particular story, but yeah, I think I will actually. Ah, clear shot now. Do it, Usopp. Yeah. Save our life, please. Bro. Oh, shit. Take the shot. Again, I love how they do flashbacks. I have to say, now that we're kind of seeing the culmination of all these fights, the one thing that I can really say that One Piece does... It's like an awkward pause, but one of the things that I think One Piece does exceptionally well with their fight scenes is that they feel kinetic. Like, you feel that someone's making contact. You know, I've seen a lot of Dragon Ball Z, and there's a lot of like just powerful moves and movesets, but for the most part, when they're doing like hand-to-hand combat, it's super floaty. It's just like fast chops, and I'm not actually sure. Now, granted, this is not to take away from Dragon Ball Z because they do. Like when you gut punch someone and it basically their soul leaves their body. Like, yeah, I get it. There's definitely impact, but I really feel like there's a sense of not just movement, but momentum. I mean, we're literally sailing through the air, and we have been for the last maybe 2.5 seconds, which in an anime, when you're doing anything for that, in a continuous action is almost like an eternity. So, I love how forceful and just impactful all of these fight scenes have been. It's so much fun to watch. Holy cow. Oh, see what I mean? Look at that. Even that. He is down for the count. Tell him, Luffy.
Monkey D. Luffy. 名前を捨てて海から逃げるような海賊に俺が負けるわけねえだろ。海賊が名前を捨てるときは死ぬときだけで十分だ。
ルフィ、やっぱり聞かねえなだ。
俺の名前を一生覚えてろ。俺は海賊王になる男だ。
Yeah. It's interesting that they hide his eyes to kind of hide that expression. So that they could do that. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh. Nothing to say to that. And that in of itself is very admirable, very courageous. You know, I think for so many people that are, you know, seeking that kind of acceptance and validation from their peers, to be able to say, you know what, I don't need this. I'm just glad that it worked out in the end. Is such a powerful like form of freedom in and of itself. And I think in that moment, he is the brave warrior of the sea that he, you know, dreams himself to be. And we have a glimpse of it there. That's so cool. Yep. Not anymore. That's sweet. Yep. You could sense it earlier too. Let's go, Usopp. That's so cool. Man, this is such a heartfelt moment. I'm so glad that we're having this kind of breakdown. You know, we've had this buildup over the last, what was it, like 4 episodes? And so to see this resolution and to see the resolve within Usopp, where this is like no hesitancy. This is actually fantastic. This makes my heart do a happy, as they say. Oh man.
ここ1年の私の病気は両親を失った精神的な気落ちが原因だったので、ウソップさんにも随分励まされましたし、甘えてばかりはいられません。
Maybe I missed it, but was she also being poisoned and like weakened by Kuro? Or was Kuro in the anime more of like a basically like a big psyop just to keep her in a mental state where she was just mentally ill and it manifested its way by physical means? I don't know, but it's amazing because she looks the same and she also simultaneously looks a lot better. So maybe it's maybe it's just a psyop on me too. Who knows? He packed everything. Leave nothing behind. Oh, you can do it. Just a little more. Okay. No. You're gonna hate me for this, but I could. Okay. Let me tell you about the time that I had a little steam-cooked fish called shishamo for school lunch. So, as a part of working in Japanese elementary schools, I had to sit down and, I shouldn't say I had to. That makes it sound like I was forced to. I got the opportunity, the privilege to sit down with my students and have, have school lunch with them. Anyways, so the horrible thing is like, maybe this is like going to be a front to your sensibilities, but I'm actually not like much of a fish person. And I never know what the menu is, particularly when I'm going to like 5 different schools throughout the week. And so I'm sitting down with this class, and our school lunch that day, because they serve it in the classroom, is shishamo, and it's this like full, smaller steamed fish. And I picked it up in my chopsticks to look at it, and I'm sitting here and I'm trying to think, okay, well, how do I work my way out of this? I've kind of got like a big body, but I'm gonna really try to convince them that I'm full and just only nibble a little bit of it. And I pick it up in my chopsticks and I start examining it, and this student right next to me is like, they're like, "Hey, Teddy Sensei, eat the head. It's in their best English, they're like, it's delicious." And they just bite the head off of this fish, and I'm picking it up and I'm looking at it and my chopsticks here, and it's looking back at me, and it has a face like, and I'm thinking, I can't eat that. It has a face. And it made me think of that Finding Nemo, fish are friends, not food. And I swear to you, that is exactly how Luffy looks right here. Let's get back to it. That's so cool they got a ship, though. I mean, I guess I knew that from the live action. So I'm curious to see, like, just how... Well, it's already super different because Mary is presenting the ship, where that did not happen in the live action.
これは私がデザインしました船で、カーベル作り、ラティンする仕様の船尾中央打法式キャラベル。ゴーイングメリー号でございます。
So cool.
工作の説明をしますが、まずクルーガーネットによるヤードの調節に関しましては。
ダメ。船の説明なら私が聞くわ。
このコースは船に直撃だよ。
Oh.
同じ海賊やるってんだから、そのうち海で会ったり。
何言ってんだ。早く乗れよ。
Yeah.
もう仲間だろ。
I love that.
キャプテンは俺
That's awesome.
人たちに話したら寂しがるだろうけどな。突然の話だしさ。一人で賑やかだったからね。
Isn't that crazy to think about that these villagers were so angry with Usopp because he always, ran down the street screaming his lies, and they'd come out and just quite literally beat him and chase him out of town. And the effect that had, I initially pitched this as such a negative, and I think this is almost just some of the magical nature of the way that Oda has crafted the story is we're here just, so many chapters to the closing of this particular story, and yet the negative things don't feel negative. I'm left with a sense of hope and optimism. Even these kids, and it's sad that that Usopp's leaving, because even though maybe he was at the time undesirable, he was very much just a core part of this Syrup Village experience. And I definitely felt that when I left home here in the United States to go to Japan. And then coming back home, it was like I felt like I was this jigsaw piece that got taken out of a puzzle. And then when I returned home, what I had found is that the puzzle had completed itself. It had closed in the spot that was originally open for me to fill. And so I'm just this piece resting on top of the puzzle now. And, it for a long time, it was very bittersweet, but I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to be both entering into an older community with One Piece, and yet at the same time starting a new community of our own with this wonderful, crazy adventure. It's got me feeling nostalgic. Maybe I should have saved this to the end of the video, because what's probably going to happen is I'll hit play, and then it's gonna and then it's gonna go to the end. Hmm. What a woman! Holy cow! Standing by her man.
そうだ、病気でも治しちゃう。バカだね。夢の見すぎだよ。バカでいい。夢なら見るよ。俺だって海賊の息子だから。父さんのような勇敢な男になるんだよ。
寂しさからか、母の死後も彼は叫び続けました。彼の父親の乗る海賊船がいつの日か海岸に現れやしないかと。
That's sad to me. Oh man.
に来てくれるんじゃないかと。あの嘘には彼の願いも込められているのだと村の人たちは言います。海賊だ！
I love that double meaning.
両親を失ってしまった彼にとって同じ境遇に立たされたお嬢様を放ってはおけなかったのでしょう。
Man, that must feel really good to hear, but if I was Kaya, I'd be like, wait a minute. Mary, did you shoot Usopp? You knew this and you just shot him?
あのね、メリー。私、医者になる。
おお、それは立派な目標ができましたね。
That's so cool because Luffy and crew and even really Usopp just had such a profound effect on the people of the village, the close friends. It's man, it's really something special to behold. I feel like I feel like I've just been so jaded from the things that I've seen within like just modern forms of storytelling are so like nihilistic and forlorn, and it's always like about tearing down and deconstructing heroes. And so to actually just like be on a journey that is just so heartfelt and full of hope, it man, maybe it is chiseling away and softening this this heart of mine. But man, all right, let me see if I can just like briefly go over this Usopp story. So when we're first introduced to Usopp and we see that he's just a rampant liar, and again, that's what's so funny about what I just said. I've tended to focus on how negative this was a perception for everybody else seeing Usopp. And one of the beautiful things about learning about people, learning about characters and motivations and things like that, is you start to really chisel away at the surface level things, and you get to something deeper and something richer and more profound. And the idea of using those lies not only to protect himself in a form of escapism, but also to protect others around him. That moment where I just kind of had that epiphany, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just like that Robin Williams quote about how people, really sad people, know what it's like to be sad, and they don't want anyone else to experience that. And man, and R.I.P. Robin Williams. He's one of my favorite comedians, and he really was a storyteller in so many ways too. So expressive, so emotive, and that's one of the things that I've just really come to love and appreciate about this style of storytelling, is that it feels, I said it in my live action review, but this really feels like a classical form of storytelling. And it's so refreshing to see it based, on everything else that there kind of is to consume. So this is really incredible. I'm so glad I'm doing this. And I'm so glad you guys are here along for the ride. All right, that's enough. It's getting a little mushy in here. I think I'm going to go ahead and call this episode, since it kind of wrapped up our story here. And we'll look forward to another reaction. I'll see you in the next one. This is Noxiddar. Out. Have a good one.